What is sexual reproduction in plants? It involves fusion of two compatible gametes or sex cells for the formation of zygote and embryogenesis. Means in the sexual reproduction, it must be necessary for the fusion of two compatible gametes, means male and female gamete, for the formation of zygote and development of embryo. In plants, the end of vegetative phase marks the beginning of reproductive phase and can be seen easily in higher plants at the time of flowering. Means after formation of root, stem, leaves, there will be the reproductive phase, means formation of flower, fruits and seeds in higher plants it's occur. Sexual reproduction involves two major events, wisely meiosis and the fusion of gametes to form diploid zygote, means mitosis, and the production of genetically dissimilar offspring. Means the offspring will be genetically dissimilar with their parents for the identification and the survival. Sequential events that occur in sexual reproduction are grouped into three phases: pre-fertilization, fertilization, post-fertilization. Pre-fertilization means the process before the fusion of male and female gametes. Fertilization means the fusion of male and female gamete will form zygote. Post-fertilization means after formation of zygote, seed formation will take place. Now, in the plants where the sexual reproduction will occur, so the flower is the main site where sexual reproduction occur in the plants. So to know the structure of, to know this, we must have to study the structure of flower. The flower is specialized reproductive structure of plant in which sexual reproduction takes place. Typical flower consists of four different whorls, that is calyx, corolla, means sepal and petal, which are non-essential part, and androecium and gynoecium, which are the essential part for the reproduction. What is androecium? Male reproductive whorl of the flower. It has an individual member, that is stamen. It consists of filament, anther and connective. What is gynoecium? Gynoecium is the female reproductive whorl of flower. It has individual member, that is carpel, and carpel consists of stigma, style and ovary. See the diagram of flower. Here is the androecium, means the male reproductive part, which has individual member, that is stamen. Stamen consists of anther and the filament. In anther, pollen grains, mean microspores are present, which gives us male gamete. This is the gynoecium part, which is female reproductive part. It has individual member, that is carpel. It consists of stigma, style and ovary. Inside ovary there is a ovule, which gives us female gametes. This is the sepal, means calyx, and this is the petal, means corolla, which are non-essential parts. Now, for the formation of male gamete, which is essential for fertilization, we must have to know the structure of anther in detail, because it gives us male gamete from the pollen grains. Structure of anther. Anther of stamen produce microspore, means pollen grains. Process is known as microsporogenesis. And ovule of carpel produce megaspore, known as megasporogenesis. Means anther of stamen and ovule of carpel gives us male and female gamete for the reproduction. After pollination, fertilization and formation of fruits and seeds takes place, and from the seed new plant is produced. So to study this pollination, fertilization and formation of fruits and the seed, we must have to know the structure of anther and ovule in detail. See, anther is the generally dithecous and tetrasporangiate. Means anther have the two lobes which consist of four pollen sacs in which the pollen grains are present. See, the transverse section of anther shows following structure. It has an anther wall, means mature anther has an anther wall. It has epidermis, endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. We will discuss in the diagram. See, this is the structure of stamen, which has a bilobe anther and the filament. Bilobe anther consists of four pollen sacs, means it is a tetrasporangiate, and this pollen sac consists of microspore, which gives us male gamete. Now, this is the structure of anther, which has epidermis layer, which is the outermost protective layer. Inside epidermis, there is an endothecium layer, which is made up of the fibrous thickening of callus. Callus is of the cell wall, which protect it from trace and damage. Inside endothecium, there is a middle layer, which is of one or two layers. It will degenerate after maturity of the anther. Tapetum layer is present inside the middle layer, and this layer provides nutrition to the anther wall and pollen sacs. Now, this anther, after splitting, these two pollen sacs will merge with each other with the help of connective tissue, and it will form a one chamber. This is that one chamber in which after maturity of anther, the anther will burst and the pollen grain coming out. Now, this is the pollen grain tetrad inside the sporogenous tissue. This pollen grain tetrad consists of pollen grain. So, we must have to learn about the structure of single pollen grain, which is given in the next diagram. At maturity, microspore gives diploid microspore mother cell will give us 4 haploid pollen cell, which is called tetrad. These pollen grain will be separate here, and this is the structure of one pollen grain which gives us male gametophyte. See, it has an exine layer, which is the outer thick layer, which is made up of non-biodegradable substance that is known as a sporopollenin. And this sporopollenin substance gives resistance to the pollen grain. Now, intine layer, which is made up of the cellulose and pectin. It has a tube nucleus, means vegetative nucleus, and the generative nucleus. It has these thin areas, which is known as the germ pores. See in the next diagram how the development of male gametophyte form. This is the pollen grain, which has exine, intine layer, germ pore. 3 germ pores are there, so it is known as triporate. It has a nucleus. Now, how we will get the male gametophyte from this? This vegetative, development of male gametophyte is endosporic, means inside the microspore. It involves only 2 mitotic division with formation of 2 unequal cells. These 2 unequal cells are vegetative cell and generative cell. Means the vegetative cell is large and rich in the food and having an irregular shaped nucleus. It undergoes first mitotic division. The second is generative cell, which is small, thin-walled and floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell, which undergoes second mitotic division. Now, this division is completed in 2 stages at 2 different places: before pollination in pollen sac and after pollination on the stigma. Now, what happened in before pollination in pollen sacs? Means one of the germ pore which is come out from the exine, and it will form a pollen tube. It will form a pollen tube, and in the pollen tube, the generative cell which will divide into 2 haploid male gametes that will enter into pollen tube. This and the tube nucleus which will degenerate. This happened before pollination in pollen sac. And now after pollination on the stigma, what will happen? This tube nucleus, cytoplasm and generative cell all migrate into the pollen tube. This pollen tube grows down towards the ovule. This pollen tube grows down towards the ovule through the style due to chemical stimulus inside the ovary. Means the chemical produced inside the ovary. Now, this pollen tube with 2 male gametes, thin cytoplasm and generative sterile vegetative nucleus represent the male gametophyte. Thus, it is a highly reduced structure. Means up to this, we clear the first important point of the fertilization, that is, we require a male gamete. When it will fuse with the female gamete in the ovule, fertilization process will form. So, in this video, we complete here the first point of the male gametophyte formation. Now, in second video, means the part 2, we will discuss about the female gametophyte. So, thank you.